Matt Armstrong has rebuilt more Ferraris than almost anyone on YouTube. First, the 812, then the 296, but after that, the cheapest wrecked Ferrari 458 on the internet. And here's the part that doesn't make sense. He's also fixed Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, McLarens. No drama, no headlines, no problem. But Ferrari, he keeps going back, and Bugatti, he won't. There's a reason Matt loves rebuilding Ferraris, and it has nothing to do with money, nothing to do with difficulty, and everything to do with something most people never think about. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Ferrari is the brand he chooses, and why Bugatti is the brand he'll never choose again. Let's break it down. Most people think Bugatti is the ultimate, the Veyron, the Chiron, engineering pushed to the absolute limit. Ferrari? That's just another supercar brand, right? Wrong, because Matt's channel tells a different story. He's rebuilt 3 Ferraris, the 812 Superfast, a front-engine V12 monster that most people said was impossible to save, the 296 GTB, a hybrid supercar that blends old-school Ferrari soul with new-school tech, and the wrecked 458, the cheapest Ferrari he's ever bought, and one of the most satisfying rebuilds on the channel. All 3 fixed, driven, celebrated. Now compare that to the Bugatti. 1 car, 1 rebuild, 1 nightmare. And Matt's said on camera he's never doing it again. But that's where it gets interesting, because it's not like Matt's afraid of hard work. He's rebuilt Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, McLarens, Range Rovers. None of them caused the same problems. None of them made him say never again. So what's different about Bugatti? Most people think it's the complexity, or the cost, or the rarity of parts. But that's not it. The real reason Matt keeps going back to Ferrari and stays away from Bugatti has nothing to do with engineering. Let me show you. Here's what people miss about Ferrari. When you buy a Ferrari, even a crashed one, you own it. You can repair it, modify it, rebuild it from the ground up. Ferrari doesn't send lawyers. They don't block parts suppliers. They don't threaten your reputation. They let you work, and this is where Ferrari made it easy for Matt. Parts available. Not cheap, but available. Diagrams public. Service manuals leaked, shared, accessible. Engineering designed to be repaired, not locked down. The 812, Matt sourced parts from Italy, the UK, even salvage yards in the US. The 296, hybrid complexity, sure, but nothing was encrypted or region locked. The 458, a jigsaw puzzle of broken carbon fiber and bent chassis rails. But every bolt, every sensor, every connector was documented somewhere. Ferrari builds cars to be driven, and when they break, they build them to be fixed. And Ferrari's engineering philosophy made that challenge possible. The modularity of the chassis, the availability of OEM and aftermarket parts, the community of specialists who've worked on these cars for decades. All of it pointed in one direction. This car can be saved. And it wasn't just about finding parts. It was about understanding the car. Ferrari publishes technical data. They release service bulletins. They don't hide behind proprietary software that only dealerships can access. Yes, you need diagnostic tools. Yes, you need expertise, but the information is out there. Matt could research. He could learn. He could solve problems without hitting a corporate wall every step of the way. Compare that to what he faced with the Bugatti. We'll get to that. But first, let's talk about the other brands. Lamborghini, same story. Parts are expensive, but you can get them. The community is massive. Independent specialists exist all over the world. Rolls-Royce, surprisingly cooperative. Matt's rebuilt them without a single legal threat. McLaren, engineers are helpful. Community is active. Forums are full of people sharing solutions. All of these brands understand something simple. If you let people rebuild your cars, they become legends. Every successful independent rebuild is free marketing. It's proof of durability. It's proof of engineering excellence. It's a love letter to the brand written by someone who didn't have to write it. These brands get it. They don't fight their biggest fans. They empower them. But Bugatti is different. Not because the engineering is harder, not because the parts are rarer, because Bugatti doesn't want you to rebuild their cars. And that's where everything changes. If you're enjoying this breakdown of what really goes on behind the scenes of supercar rebuilds, hit the like button. And if you want more stories manufacturers don't want public, subscribe. Let's keep going. The problem with Bugatti isn't the car. It's not even the price. It's control. And this is the part nobody talks about. Here's the truth. When Matt rebuilt that Bugatti, he didn't just fight the car, he fought the company. Parts? Restricted. You can't just order them. You need approval. You need verification. You need permission. Service manuals? Locked, encrypted, unavailable to independents. Let's be specific. Matt needed parts for the Bugatti, basic parts. Parts that on any other car you'd call a supplier, give them a VIN, and have them shipped. But Bugatti doesn't work that way. They want to know who you are. They want to know where the car is. They want to verify ownership. They want to make sure you're not doing anything that could hurt the brand. And if they don't like your answers, good luck. Matt had to go through intermediaries. He had to source parts from unofficial channels. He had to pay premiums on top of premiums just to get basic components. And even then, some parts were completely unavailable, not back-ordered, not delayed, just unavailable, because Bugatti controls the supply chain so tightly that if you're not an authorized dealer, you're not getting in. And then there's the reputation piece. Bugatti doesn't just sell cars, they sell exclusivity. They sell the idea that only a select few people in the world can own, drive, and maintain these machines. And if someone like Matt Armstrong can rebuild one in his garage and make it look easy, that threatens the myth, that threatens the perception, that threatens the entire business model. So they make it hard, legally, logistically, financially. They don't outright say you can't rebuild this car, but they build so many barriers that most people give up. And that's the point. Bugatti would rather the car stay in pieces than let an independent prove it can be saved. Because if it can be saved by someone without a dealership, without a Bugatti certified technician, without the blessing of the brand, then what are people really paying for? Ferrari. They want people like Matt to succeed. Every time someone rebuilds a crashed Ferrari and brings it back to life, it proves the car's engineering. It builds the legend. It shows the world. This car was built to last. Ferrari's reputation isn't built on exclusivity. It's built on performance, on heritage, on the idea that these cars are masterpieces of engineering that can withstand anything, even a catastrophic crash. Think about what that means. When Matt finishes a Ferrari rebuild and takes it for a drive, he's not just fixing a car, he's validating decades of Italian engineering. He's proving that the car wasn't just built to be bought and displayed. It was built to be driven, thrashed, crashed, and rebuilt. That's the Ferrari philosophy. That's why they don't fight people like Matt. They celebrate them. Bugatti, they'd rather the car stay in pieces than let an independent prove it can be saved. They'd rather control the narrative than let the engineering speak for itself. And that's the difference. Ferrari builds cars, Bugatti builds myths, and myths need protection. Engineering doesn't. And this is why Matt keeps going back to Ferrari. Not because it's easier, not because it's cheaper, because Ferrari lets him create. He's not fighting lawyers. He's not begging for parts. He's not getting blocked by corporate gatekeepers. He's just building. He's problem solving. He's learning. He's sharing that process with millions of people. And Ferrari's okay with that. More than okay. They're indirectly benefiting from it. Every video Matt uploads about a Ferrari rebuild is an advertisement Ferrari didn't have to pay for. It's proof of concept. It's social proof. It's a case study in why these cars matter.